Click It or Ticket is not just a national seatbelt enforcement campaign, it's a slogan that actually saves lives.
Yeah, and did you know that most fatal crashes happen 5 to 10 miles from home? And if you did not, that is your cue to buckle up, because it's the best way to protect yourself while in a vehicle. CHP Officer Esteban Hernandez joining us now in studio with some seatbelt safety tips in today's Rules of the Road. Officer, always good to see you. About how many crashes does San Diego County see a year, and how many of these are fatal?
Yeah, so we've all heard the saying, right? A seatbelt can save your life. We've heard that over and over and over. But to put some numbers into perspective, San Diego County averages about 13,000 crashes a year. And about 300 of those end up being fatal crashes. And that equates to about 5 fatal crashes a week. And just simply putting on that seatbelt can increase the chance of survival by 50%.
Are you sometimes shocked to see how many people are still not putting their seatbelts on?
Surprisingly, it still happens a lot.
Yeah.
Even though they're presented with these numbers and the dangers of not wearing a seatbelt, people out there still choose to not wear it.
You know, if you're wearing one, I would imagine that the survival rate goes up. I mean, it just makes common sense, right?
Absolutely, yep. So like I said, it increases your chances by about 50% of surviving that major crash. And even myself, I've been in many crashes where the occupants would have been okay, but because they're not wearing their seatbelts, well, now they become human projectiles, and that means you can go through the windshield, through the sunroof, stuff like that.
And how can you tell, okay, honestly, because when the cars are driving and they're going by pretty fast, how can you tell from your vantage point that someone doesn't have their seatbelt on?
Is it when they look at you and go like this?
I'll give you a telltale sign from my perspective of doing this for so many years is my eyes always go to some sort of movement. So I'll be driving by and I'll go like this and I'll see something catch my eye. And I just happen to look, and they tend to be grabbing something or playing with the hair. It drew my attention in the first place, and because they weren't wearing their seatbelt. Yeah.
And then when you, let's say you pull someone over, what's the excuse that you hear?
So the most common are going to be, one, hey, I'm only going to the grocery store, I'm going somewhere nearby. And the thing is, most of these fatal crashes happen when you're close to home.
Yeah.
Another reason is they're uncomfortable, or it ruins my clothes. I don't like the way it feels in my neck. And again, a few minutes of discomfort or a wrinkle on your shirt, is it worth the long-term effects of possibly being injured? So those are just things to think about.
Yeah.
What about some of the consequences if you're caught driving without the seatbelt on?
Yep, so an adult, you're by yourself, you get caught no seatbelt, you're looking at a minimum cost of about $160-ish. And it really just depends, because if it's 16 and under, like let's say you're driving and you've got a 16-year-old that doesn't have their seatbelt on, well, if the parent is in the vehicle, they can get that ticket. And if the parent is not in the vehicle, then you as a driver can get that ticket. And that can equal to nearly $500.
Wow, that's a lot of money.
Yeah.
And but for good reason.
Yeah, for sure.
Is there ever a scenario when you would tell someone not to wear a seatbelt?
Not necessarily, no. We always recommend that seatbelts are worn and in the manner in which they're designed. So if you have a vehicle, which most modern vehicles do, they come with the lap and chest seatbelt. Wear it properly. If you've got a nice 1970 Camaro that only has a lap belt, then that's the proper use.
Yeah. What about women who are pregnant? I mean, obviously that's going to be kind of a challenge putting that seatbelt on. What's your advice there?
Yeah, so we always recommend that you definitely wear that seatbelt. It may be discomfort, but in the long run, like I said, that's ultimately going to save you and your baby as well.
And I know that when it comes to children, there are different rules, and we went over this for several weeks ago, but there are the car seats and the proper way to put the car seats in, and booster seats and things like that. Just for the record, for parents who have maybe preteens who want to be sitting in the passenger seat, at what age or at what weight? I'm not sure how that works.
So it's
can they sit in the passenger seat?
Yeah, so it's going to be anybody 12 and under should be in the back seat.
Okay.
And depending on their size and stature, it depends whether or not they need a booster. And also anybody 2 and under, so children 2 and under, need to be in a rear-facing car seat.
Okay.
And you yourself, you've been in a crash and had to deal with that whole thing. How did the seatbelt help you there? You're still here.
So unfortunately, I crashed at very high speeds, and it just happened to be at the end of a pursuit. So.
Oh, wow.
And those seatbelts, although they may not be aesthetically pleasing, they are sophisticatedly designed, meaning the harness, the webbing, the latch, it's all designed to withstand immense pressure, but also offer flexibility for when your body does move on impact.
And real quick, before we let you go, I think there's sometimes this misconception. People think, well, I have an airbag. But that can also be very harmful if you're not wearing a seatbelt, correct?
Exactly. If you're not wearing a seatbelt, well, now you risk your head or your chest or any part of your body really to impact that steering wheel, airbag, or even the windshield.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they come out of there in a hurry.
Yes.
I mean, a lot, very fast. Those
Yeah.
things, they'd be very dangerous. Hey, listen, thank you very much, and we're glad that you're here. You survived that accident on your own, too. So some great advice as always, Officer Hernandez.
Thank you
so much.
All right, we'll be right back.